Hi friends, I'm bringing a daily word and I wanted to speak about things that are happening right now all around us, and I wanted to connect this to teachings of Jesus. So here goes. We're experiencing such an upheaval in our lives right now, and it's good to know that Jesus is there and he's watching over us. It's good to know that we are completely safe in God's loving arms. So we find ways to connect with each other, especially people that we have a close relationship with, and that's the glue that God always uses to give us health and wholeness. That's to have loving relationships with other people. Now, there's a lot of people I miss big time because I can't see them face to face, and I can't be together with them. And in the meantime, I do know, though, that we continue to serve God's And as God's people, we continue to serve all people in our hurting and broken world. And we offer a medicine that is the only medicine that really lasts, and that's trust in Jesus. So speaking of Jesus, there are a lot of people talking about fear during troubled times. And I've done that, and I'll continue to do that too, about fear and high anxiety and so forth. But today I wanted to emphasize two other negative emotions. I mean, fear is one of them, but disgust is another negative emotion, and so is anger, particular strong anger. These emotions, like fear, can sabotage us. I mean, think about this. Now, I'm speaking to followers of Jesus specifically, but in this part of what I'm saying, but this can certainly be helpful for anyone else. When we speak, we are to speak as if Jesus were saying the words coming from our lips, or words leaving the ends of our typing fingers, our posting fingers, as it were. So, obviously, I'm not interested in about 98% of what I hear on the TV news, for example. If it's attack or hysteria, I can guarantee those are words that would never be spoken by Jesus. Since media news is almost all attack or hysteria when it comes to the current two obsessions, coronavirus and politics, if you join in, it is way more deadly for your soul than any virus is to your body. What I mean by this is if you engage in vitriol and predatory speech, know that you have left Jesus and he has left you. See, Jesus never goes where he's not invited, and he won't answer any invitation to sin. Besides, Jesus was never hysterical. And he was never filled with bitterness and resentment, even with his worst enemies. He stayed in loving relationship with them all the way to the cross, and he even had the opportunity to show that relationships might be restored in his resurrection. Take a look at those appearances. The first thing he does, one of them is goes to Peter and lets him know, hey, you betrayed me. You denied me 3 times, and yet feed my sheep. That's our model for speech. It's our model for behavior, not any newscaster, any commentator, any politician. So the same guy who said, get the log out of your own eye before you try to take a speck out of your neighbor's eye, the same guy who said, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, that same guy isn't likely to make an exception for you being predatory or rehashing something predatory that someone else has already said. And there's something else to keep in mind. If you are arguing strongly or posting anything out of anger or disgust, key strong emotions, know that the relational circuits in your brain have shut down. That's what our brain does during times of intense anger and times of intense disgust. Well, guess what else shuts down at the same time where there is high anger and disgust? Connections to the prefrontal cortex. Those connections are disrupted. That's your judgment center. That's the only place your brain does logical thinking. So lashing out at someone out of anger or disgust, it might give you a rush temporarily, but your judgment has left the building. You are temporarily cut off from any wisdom that you might possess. Think about these things.